Now, onto the main topic of the episode, how to stay motivated when stacking gold bullion as an investment. Well, it's hard, isn't it? Because it's such a long-term investment. These long-term low-risk investments, they can get very stale. By the end of this video, you're going to know how to stay motivated, not only as an investor in finances, but as an investor in gold bullion. Okay, so we've gone through and explained the title, but how are we going to break this video down into categories? Well, firstly, we're going to start off by talking about who I am, why I'm the person to talk to you about this particular topic, what we're going to be talking about, why we're going to be talking about it, and how we're going to be investing in it, followed by the potential to continue to stay motivated in the investment journey of gold bullion. So starting off, who am I? Who am I to talk to you about investments? Well, my name's Future Investments, and I've been investing in specifically gold bullion for nearly 5 years now. I've been buying gold, the yellow metal, since around 2020. Now, that may not seem like a particularly long time to some of you out there, but I am of the younger generation of what you might say gold investment stackers. So for me, 5 years is quite a long time. Now, what have I bought? Well, I've bought everything from 1 gram gold bars, quarter ounce gold and Britannia coins, 5 gram gold bars, all the way up to 1 ounce gold Britannia coins as well. So there's a big diversification there for me when it comes to investing in gold bullion. Now, why have I bought gold specifically? Well, it's a wealth preservation device and it hedges against inflation and it's low risk. It's the backbone of my investment portfolio. How have I bought? Well, I've bought normally through online bullion dealers, but there's other ways to invest as well, but we'll get onto that later on in the episode. Now, moving on, what is gold? Before we talk about the motivation on how to continue stacking gold, we need to understand what it is specifically. Well, gold bullion is a yellow metal with the chemical symbol AU and its atomic number is 79. Gold is a commodity and it is very dense, but also very soft. Gold also doesn't tarnish, which is a real positive. Now, gold has been traded for over 6,000 years, and there's data to suggest that it's been traded as far back as the times of the ancient Egypt. So a very, very long time. Now we've gone over what gold is. Why would you invest in gold? Well, gold specifically is low risk. It's a wealth preservation device. It's a good investment because its average annual yield is around 7.98%. Of course, this can fluctuate depending on the stability in the economic markets, whether there's war, famine, or stability. Generically, when there's turmoil in the markets, gold prices tend to increase because people see gold as a protection to preserve their wealth. It's a backbone of people's investment portfolios. That's why generically when there's something bad normally going on in the world or the market, you'll tend to see a little bit of a spike, sometimes a big spike, causing a bull run in gold's price. It's also tangible. A lot of investments out there like stocks and shares, they're fantastic, they're fun, and they can give you some great returns, but you don't ever actually own them. You only own either an online or a paper receipt to say you own it. Whereas with tangible gold bullion, it's an asset that you can hold, you have full traceability and trackability of, and that's predominantly one of the most attractive features as to why people do invest and stack gold bullion. Now moving on, how do you invest in gold? Well, it's a good question. There is a few options out there and everyone prefers each of their own sort of desires when it comes to buying gold, but you can either buy privately through people you know or people you don't know, but it's still private. It's, you know, in between two people. There's no middleman. You can buy straight from bullion dealers, which is fantastic because you're getting 100% guarantee that you're buying genuine bullion, but you do pay a little bit more for that. There is premiums on top that the bullion dealers put on top of their sales to, of course, make profit. And you could also buy from forums, which is great because you can buy without getting those premiums, but you have to be careful who and where you're buying from, of course. And if you're in places like America, lots of coin shops and jewelers will also sell bullion. In the UK, it's not as common, but you can still buy gold from coin shops, but specifically more so jewelers. Now, onto the main topic of the episode, how to stay motivated when stacking gold bullion as an investment. Well, it's hard, isn't it? Because it's such a long-term investment. These long-term low-risk investments, they can get very stale. And initially, it's very exciting because it's new. There's no novelty there. It's something exciting. You've just started investing and it feels really good. But of course, like anything, the novelty does wear off. And that is also the case with investments. The novelty does wear off. So how do we keep motivated when investing and stacking tangible gold bullion? So starting off, track your progress regularly. Track how much you're buying. Maybe jot down how much you pay for that specific item. I really enjoy looking back on my previous purchases that have been 6 months to a year or even longer, and I like to see like the amount that I paid for that specific gold bullion item. Wow, it was this amount back then, but now it's this much. That keeps me sort of tracking my progress and tracking my history of my purchases, and I find that quite fun actually. Moving on, diversify. Not only does it spread your risk, you would have heard this saying, don't put all of your eggs in one basket, but it keeps it fun. When you're investing in gold specifically, don't just buy one item. Maybe go for coins, maybe go for bars, maybe go for different weights. It's good to have diversification because yes, there are higher premiums on lower weighted gold, and sometimes there's no capital gains tax exemption on bars over the threshold limit, but it still creates diversification and you can still sell those fractional pieces off. And again, it keeps it fun. Periodically, rebalance your portfolio. Look at your portfolio of all of your investment vehicles, but when we're talking about gold, look at some of your fractional bullion. Maybe you've got so much fractional, you could sell it off and then go and buy an ounce of gold. So constantly have a look at rebalancing your gold portfolio. You may find you're able to sell off some fractional pieces to buy some of those bigger, weightier gold bullion pieces. Also, avoid trying to time the market. A saying that I like to use in my own investment journey is that it's better to have time in the market rather than trying to time the market. I've personally done this in my early days as an investor, waiting around for the price of gold to drop, only to find that it's continued to increase and I've actually cost myself more money. Avoid trying to time the market because not only is that boring, it makes you wait. It's disheartening when the price doesn't go down. So just get in the market, don't try and time it. Also, continually educate yourself. As an investor who's been doing it for 5 years at least in precious metals, gold and silver now, I'm always trying to learn and update my knowledge because not only does that help me make better investment decisions, it's also exciting learning new things. So don't close your mind off when you think you've got it all. Always have that sort of cup half full mindset instead of cup half empty. And again, practice patience and persistence. Gold is not a short-term thing. You're not going to get rich overnight, and it's certainly not going to get you rich in general. Gold is a wealth preservation device. It's a backbone against your investment portfolio. It's a security device, but it does mean it's a long-term investment. So you need to have patience and persistence. So that would be my top tips on staying motivated. But something I'd like to add on there is the tortoise always beats the hare. Now what I mean by that is a lot of people want to get rich quick overnight. We've all had that mindset and idea to try and get rich quick overnight, but data actually proves that the tortoise investor always tends to beat the hare investor in the long run. Slow, consistent investments always tend to prove and bear fruits in the end. Consistency compounds, and it really does prove that little changes consistently implemented over a long period of time, and that goes with investing as well, can have a dramatic change on your investment. Just look at index funds, for example. You can periodically add small amounts into the S&P 500, nothing really happens, but over a 10 to 20 year period, the compound interest dramatically snowballs and your money really does compound. Also, remember that 80% of millionaires are self-made. So you may not be a millionaire right now, or not even close, but those 80% made it as well. And if they can do it, you can do it. And finally, I'd like to finish with, let your success do the talking. When you do start investing in gold and you manage to stay motivated and keep stacking away, try not to tell people, let your success do the talking. And that kind of covers all of your broad range of investments as well. I hope you've enjoyed this episode. This has been my video on how to stay motivated as a gold investor, specifically buying gold. I hope you've enjoyed it. Thank you very much for watching. And until next time, I'll see you all in the very next episode. Bye-bye.